lot of shots that I'm proud of, but my favorite one that I got to do my thing a little bit was the one where we were tracking the actors out of the elevator and we see Mario's hand go out of the elevator before he starts chasing. I really liked that shot just because you had to get it in one go in order to really like make it work. And we did a couple takes of it, but we got it to a point where we could get all of the moving parts working together, and I think it came out really nicely. We spent a lot of time kind of sitting down and running through the shots and seeing like what works and what could be improved. And I had this vision where you could do all that in one shot. I like the fact that you don't have to cut for things, and including things in one shot, it usually means that a lot more preparation was had to make it work. And when it does work, I think it's more rewarding. And I think that when we got there, we had a couple ideas on where to go, but it was kind of like a spur of the moment thing to really get it the way that we did. And I think it really worked out. The ability for us to really go with ideas and take a bunch of different ideas and test them and see what works really kind of allows us to have a better final product. And I think in that case, it worked very well. The hallway shots really shouldn't be the ones that are like the craziest shots and like the most rewarding. But I think that the way that they kind of show time progressing, capturing that sort of feeling that we're trying to get at different parts in the film, I think that those hallway shots really like bridge the gap between the important moments in each of the acts, and it kind of like increases that anticipation. And I think that the way that we captured it, and I don't know, when I film, I like having things not really be out of the footage that's being captured. And I think that by staying a little bit back when you're following or leading in front of the actor, it kind of really puts everything in the bounds of the environment in which you're filming, and it's like you can see the walls move and like extend. It has that sort of like feeling, and I think that it kind of builds with the atmosphere and the feeling that is cultivated in those scenes. There are so many shots that could have been that shot that I think in the film that really turned out the best and is my favorite when watching it through again. But I think that like those bridging shots do just as much as the actual like main big moments in the film, and I think that that's some of my favorite parts. At least my contributions to the like filming and the framing of shots and stuff have been things that I've been thinking about when I watch films and when I make stupid little films or whatever from time to time. And I actually one part that I really find important is, like I said, making sure that everything is in the shot and has its proper space. And I really don't like when it's like slightly too close, where like a part of like a head or something is out of the shot. I think you should either go like full close or like back off a little bit to really capture it all. Which is kind of funny. I went to the movies over the summer and I watched The Materialist by A24 and all those guys. And I just kept getting really annoyed because I don't know, felt like they kept like framing the shots like intentionally awkwardly by not capturing everything. I don't think it added, I think it just completely like detracted from the film, and it left me like, well, there are other reasons why I didn't like that film, but it left me annoyed. And I think that by really capturing everything, it kind of feels right, at least when I watch it, and I wanted to bring that into the film, or this film, and like the shots that I could contribute. So if you go back and watch, there are very few shots that do like the opposite of what I'm saying, and if they do, it's intentional. New Magic Wand by Tyler the Creator. It kind of does a little bit of building. It kind of starts really high anyway, but there is a bit of building as the song kind of goes on. That song has a bit of evil in it, and I think that that can really kind of capture the feeling of like terror for which the protagonist feels, even if it's not necessarily warranted, except we find out in the end that it's kind of warranted, maybe, I don't know. I'm looking forward to a lot. You know, I really viewed elevator pitches like a proof of concept, and I think we proved that concept. I think it turned out really nicely, and we really learned a lot of things in terms of how to do things and like the process for all that. And I think we're capable of doing a whole lot. So I would like to keep creating, coming up with original ideas, telling new stories, and like capturing moments that I feel like as a filmmaker it's your duty to really do, and you know, kind of expand on stories and ideas that we come up with. And I think the sky's the limit. I think that we, you know, we just gotta keep working, keep coming up with like good ideas and really like fleshing them out and going from there. I'm really excited for the future of 50 Bird, and I think we got a lot ahead of us in terms of cool things.